I feel like when you're trying to build an affordable Honda, I don't think that exists anymore. You can't really build a Honda affordably anymore. So I'm gonna break down to you what I spent on my 1996 EK4 Honda Civic, imported from Japan. We'll start from the beginning, how much I paid for the car, and we'll build up to the juicy final figure. Got this car about the end of 2022. Believe I paid $6,500 US from my buddy at Ransom Garage. Shout out to Peter. Thank you, Peter. The car was untouched, bone stock, did however have some not so hidden gremlins such as rust. The quarter panels were a little crusty and underneath the rain tray was, but we will get to that. First thing that I did with the car was full suspension. Full 5-lug Type R, EK9, hubs, brakes, everything that comes on an EK9 Civic Type R over there. You can see we got the 5-lug, 5x114 bolt pattern, mated with the full Type R stock calipers and rotors all around the car. It's a little chunkier setup, and I got a set of Civic Type R wheels with the 5-lug and stuff, and that was $2,500. So first mod, pretty expensive. It kind of sucked to buy, but I know that's the route I wanted to go with the car. Then paired up with OG TE37s that I got off Tommy. He sold me these for actually a really good price. Now looking at the prices of them, he only sold these to me for $1,000, and then the Falcon tires were $600. So with tires, rims, the 5-lug conversion, and with the car, we're at $10,600 so far. Then we can add a set of BC coilovers that I got for the car, and that was $1,100. So, fucking bitch!
I knew you were gonna fuck it up. Maybe just put in your notes.
So that covers it for the wheels and suspension. We're already up to 10 grand. We're not gonna do finals, we'll do that at the end. And the car was a little rough, paint-wise. Quarters needed to be replaced. I had to get rear quarter patch panels. So the paint, all said and done with materials, with having it painted, was around $4,500, give or take. Been a while, but I believe it was like a little under 5,000. Got the wing too, and the Type R EK9 wing was, I think, $700. And for under the hood, so this car came with a D13 stock. So the whole goal and plan was to do a K24. So the engine alone, off the top, that's the easy part. That was $1,000. It's the components to make the engine work in the car that sucks. It gets very expensive. We could start with the stuff that my friends gave to me. So we'll get that out of the way. So this titanium hood prop, I think it's $300. Shout out to Tommy for that one. Tommy F, yeah, you guys may know about it. This fuel rail was like the first piece that I had. James gifted me this. I believe this retails for $500 from K-Tune. So much to talk about. Start from the front, kind of. Or we could just group all the K-Tune components in one versus breaking down like, oh, the TPS or the tensioner. So everything on this engine was sponsored by K-Tune. It wasn't completely free, but they gave me a pretty good discount on the stuff. So I'll give you a rough idea if you were gonna run all K-Tune components on your car. So to just run you through a few of them, thermostat housing, we have the K-Tune tensioner, ran the relocated power steering pump, so it puts it down where the factory AC would go. Radiator setup, dipstick, clutch master, you know, you see it. All K-Tune.
Shifter cables.
We didn't get there yet. We went with the race cables from K-Tune. Hasport mounts. The Hasport mounts were, I believe, $700 just for the motor mount. Titanium intake setup, we'll just say that was like $200. So if I were to roughly guesstimate what the K-Tune products cost, I would say 5 to 6K. They do make kits that you could select your chassis, and they will provide you with a good amount of the stuff in order to put it in your car. We also have their harness, wiring harness. I believe that was like $900. Did buy quite a bit of this stuff before I started working with K-Tunes. It ended up working out. So the tranny that I made it up to this K24 is a K20 Z3 6-speed, and it has an LSD already built into it. My buddy J-Rock, shout out to J-Rock, took it all apart, did all the seals in it, made sure it was good. So that was like, yeah, $1,500 for the tranny. Alternator, and just keep this in mind, You could do it a lot, probably quite a bit cheaper if you were to buy this stuff, say on Marketplace, secondhand. But I pretty much bought, that's safe to say, right? I bought everything brand
Besides
new.
the engine and transmission.
Besides the engine and trans, yeah.
I'm pretty sure everything else is brand new.
Good luck buying that new. Where are you gonna buy that?
I don't know.
They sell them new still?
They might.
Old
No.
stock somewhere?
Nah, they don't do that.
Slow today. Got the traction bar. I did buy that secondhand.
Yeah.
Off Marketplace for like $100. K-Tune sells those for like $200. And then finishing lines. Don't quote me. I forget the price on this, but I am gonna guess for the full brake line kit, because from the front to the back, he sends you a proportioning valve. You can get these sick billet reservoirs, and then it's all bulkheads. You could do it tucked. I believe that kit's around $600, which is really not bad for all new brake lines fitting. Shout out to Josh at Finishing Lines. And just little dress-up hardware. It was like $300. All right, and I forgot to mention, I had to buy an Integra Type R front subframe because on the EKs it's a little different. So it came with the rack and the subframe, and I got that actually for a really good price. I believe I paid like $600 shipped from California
For the EG right-hand
What's up,
subframe?
dude?
That was that you talking about?
Yeah.
That was the part that stressed me out most about the K. I was like,
Where?
don't buy the engine until you could find that subframe.
No one mentioned that. I mean, no one. You overlook these kind of things. When
How many
doing
times
this.
do you have to build, like, you thought you had everything and they're like, oh yeah, no, you need that too. You got, how many times do you hear that?
Yep.
Oh, all
the
the time.
whole time.
The
Every
whole
time I put something on. The axles, like $300-400.
Yeah, it was something around there.
How many freaking hubs did you buy? Was it hubs?
Oh my god, bearings.
Bearings, there's bearings.
I don't even know.
We're not even gonna include that.
Probably had $800 in bearings to make $200 bearings work.
Nightmare. If you guys remember that, it was
No, they definitely did not. Okay. Another radio, no fucking bearings.
it was terrible.
I felt bad you'd come into the shop like, today's the day, it's going on the ground. You're like, fucking wrong bearings.
In the end, this is so hard to like keep track.
Hey, you should have wrote it down, it sucks.
We did.
Oh.
We didn't want the paper out.
Okay, so you did.
I didn't want to look like
you
a
did
rookie,
subframe,
babe.
so what's next? Mounts.
We did the mounts.
Now you have like that front bar thing that you put on the, you didn't think you needed it and you drove it once and you're like, oh god, I need this. What is this thing called?
It was
Traction bar.
Traction bar, so you need a traction bar.
much needed. I
So-
was like, you don't need
You
that.
know, I know, I saw that and you drove it once and you're like, I can't even drive the thing.
It bounced down the road. Those are cheap. Those are like $200.
Really?
That's a must.
There's such a big component.
It's like, I don't know why Honda didn't think about that. They forgot all that
Well,
whole
it was making
suspension.
78 horsepower before, so.
So I completely overlooked that we did take this engine apart to do like a little refresh on it. So we did the RBC gear, which is a must. We did the timing chains.
You did the RBC gear, which is the higher degreeing intake gear, right? The oil pump chain and the timing chain.
Uh-huh.
You did the two guides.
Mhm.
You did new hardwares on the guides because everyone gets the hardware.
Yep.
And then you did the K20 Type S oil pump so you could rev the thing out, right? So that's like $1,200.
Highly recommend that.
So everyone says, oh, Ks are so cheap, Ks are cheap. You pay, $1,000 for a K. But technically you have to do that stuff, kind of. And so your Ks are $2,000. That's why I would say Ks are actually $2,000. And that's just like a bone minimal must. So, right, like, you did stock cams.
Which I wish I didn't.
Because yeah, when you're doing the timing, you already spent $1,000. You're kind of sick of it, but we'll say $1,000 for cams. You really should do them. Like, take that into account.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I'm not gonna say it's free power, but it's easy power. You're already taking the stuff apart anyways, right? And then valve springs and retainers are always a really good idea too, because it's not much extra work and it allows you to kind of worry free with your aftermarket cams and your high rev. We'll say a head package is $1,500. So I would say, with new gaskets, new seals, timing, cams, everything, anticipate $4,000 for the whole long walk, with the price of the motor.
It's kind of steep.
Yeah, but like most engine swap engines, $4,000 is kind of the minimum these
Yeah.
days. So get a hell of a motor for it.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, for sure. That's what James is running in his 86 and
My
it's
14 and my 14.
and your 14
Yeah.
has it?
Yep.
Yeah. So and then paint your valve cover. You get the K-tune thing. Get the that's RBC intake, right?
Yep.
RBC intake.
So it's simple, but it adds up. And then did you talk about the coolant pieces too? Because you need the.
It's all K-tune.
All K-tune built.
Yeah,
Luckily, K-tune does a really good job at keeping price down for quality of a product, which is really good. But it's just all stuff that it adds up.
Like I said, I'll probably bulk all the K-tune components up because I'm running basically everything K-tuned on this. You're looking at around 5,000 to 6,000 on all those bits.
And this is if you want nice new stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you can get a lot of this stuff secondhand. There's so many people that don't finish these swaps. It's crazy.
That's what I was saying, marketplace, if you're trying to do it a little more budget friendly.
Yeah, and if you don't mind wire wheeling and painting stuff, make it all look all new again, screw it, you know?
For sure. That pretty much covers it for under the hood. All right, so the interior is probably one of my favorite parts of the car. So we'll start with the obvious. So we have Bride Zeta 3s, carbon back, all black. These were crazy to say it, but a gift. Tommy plugged me with these. He's like, I'm not doing anything with those, you could just have them, but I believe retail on these, if you were to buy them, quote me if I'm wrong, Ant, like they're like 1,500 maybe a seat.
Yeah, 1,500 to $2,000 maybe a seat.
So 3 to 4 grand for just the seats. And I paired them with a fully adjustable PCI seat brackets. So they don't have sliders, but you can do pretty much any adjustment to them. You can go right, left, up, down, back, forth, and the adjustment is really convenient. So if you need to move it pretty quick, you can do so. We have this beautiful K-Tune billet shifter. This goes for like 600 bucks. We have AFR gauge. It's like 250 bucks. If they can see that though. Yeah. K-tuned billet ECU box. I don't know how much those are yet. I don't even know if they released them yet. And then I am running a Link G4X, which is a direct plug-in to the stock pigtails. That's very convenient, easy, plug and play, and you're down the road. I don't have a cluster or anything yet, but wheel and hub, that's another 400-ish.
For change.
Nardis are expensive these days. I don't know why, the prices just keep going up on them. Since the car was automatic, I had to source right-hand drive Integra pedals. Those ran me, I believe, $300. It being a right-hand drive, there was definitely some like obstacles and things I had to do a little differently. And moving on to the exhaust, I am running a not full, K-tuned muffler, which retails for about 200 bucks. K-tuned headers, they sell a bunch of different styles. It's whatever is preference or how much you want to spend. They vary from $200 to like $800. So I went with the stainless just 4-to-1 headers wrapped in beautiful Funk Motorsports exhaust strap. Shout out to Funk Motorsports, of course. And then I had Spoon fab up the whole exhaust. So I would say all in all the exhaust was $1,200. All right, and this is very important too if you are swapping a right-hand drive vehicle. Throttle cable, K-Tune has you covered. It's only $50. You have to also consider the time that it takes to do a lot of the stuff that I'm not really putting a price on. And we talked the chassis harness. He loomed all of this here, like all the wires, like cleaned it up. Oh, and then painted the bay. We did paint the bay, and I believe that was like around $1,000 with materials and whatnot. I think it was a little more than that because Brian had a patch
completely under the cowl.
Rotted out. It was so bad. Windshield, we don't have to tally that up because I'm assuming people do got a windshield. That was like $300. It's a lot.
This is the sun. The sun's fucking the camera.
This car, I do have quite a bit into it, but everything was touched. It's a fully swapped, like everything brand new, K-Series, full paint job on the whole car. We're gonna go back to the shop, tally it up, maybe throw up, and then
probably cry
a little bit for sure. At the end of the day, I got a pretty cool hatch. The way that
pretty cool. I mean, it's cool. It's not pretty cool. It's cool. K-Series T's, 5 lugs, full suspension.
I just feel like it doesn't hit like.
Oh, there's more to come to it.
Yeah, I feel like it needs a little more, like a lip, a grill. So there's still stuff that I want to do to it. But me and Ant talked about building a Honda for the longest time, and I would say this is close to like what we envisioned and wanted to do. An Integra would have been really sick to do. Integras are cool, but yeah, we're gonna go back to the shop, calculate some numbers, and I don't think I missed anything. Can you look at the car quick and just see?
Let's just do a full walk around of the car. Maybe open that door.
I would love to like do spoon calipers and stuff eventually, but I'm just trying to recoup some funds after doing it. Because it is freshly done. I haven't put 100 miles on this thing. All right, so calculations are in. So we're gonna start off the top, 6,500 for the car itself. The K series for the vehicle with the RBC gear, with all of the timing components, chains, guides, 2,500. And we have the Z3 6-speed trans was 1,500 with the rebuild. 5-lug Type R hubs, brakes, and I got Type R wheels. That was 2,500. BC coilovers was another 1,100. Full brake rebuild was 600. Clutch 500. Full custom exhaust was 1,200. AutoZone axles another 300. Hasport mounts was $700. Then we could go to the body work and the paint, which always sucks to do and to pay for. Exterior paint was 3,500. The engine bay was another 800. And I had to pay Brian 1,000 for rust repairs on the quarters and under the rain tray. Clutch pedal, brake pedal, pedal set was 300. Lug nuts 120. OG TE37s were 1,000. Falcon tires were 650. Type R wing was 700. The seats were 4,000, but Tommy gave those to me, but we'll still tally it in there because that's what it costs. Seat rails were 600. Steering wheel with hub 350. Wideband 200. Custom intake was 250. And the filter was 80. Let me see if, let me think in my head if I'm forgetting anything off of that list so far. We have Djnoway over there, not calculating on his phone. This is all in his head.
You're missing one huge thing. All the K-Tune stuff.
Oh my god.
Bundle.
So I didn't list any of the K-Tune components, but it's so much to like look for an exact number and like figure that all out.
I just say you have an exact number.
So I have an exact number in my skull, and roughly with all of the K-Tune bolt-ons that I bought for the car comes to around 7,000 USD.
Is that the total?
And this is pretty. I think I'm missing some stuff at this.
Yeah.
I'm not overshooting anything. If anything, I'm undershooting. Like
Yeah, you
some
got
of the
to, you
prices.
know, sensors we had to get,
Alternator,
hardware.
brand new alternator, power steering pump.
Yeah. It's the reality of it. What's the price?
It's fucking bread.
Oh my god.
That's what it was. That made sense why I had to eat ramen some nights. That's why the build kind of didn't happen that
As quick as possible. You
because
know.
it was a little expensive. But like I said, you could buy a lot of this stuff secondhand if you're not afraid to paint some stuff like James was saying, because it is out there. But building a Honda now is not as cheap as everybody makes it out to be. And that's just the reality of it. So that is my complete breakdown of my EK4 Honda Civic. I'm gonna go cry now. Mike said he pulled up, and if you guys don't know who Mike is, it's gonna make sense here in just a second. You must be Mikey.
Yes, I am.
I was taking a thumbnail over there. You're like I'm pulling in. I was like,
It's all
damn,
good.
I didn't pull
What's
the
going on?
car.
What's up, Ant?
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Alright,
Mike.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
None.
So if you guys don't know, I did a little giveaway on the hatch, and Mike was like, $100. One spot you got, right?
One spot. I even called out of work at midnight to be here.
There you go.
That's sick.
And he came with his rig. What were you, 3 hours away?
3 hours. It took 4.5, almost 5 with traffic.
I'm sure you've seen the car before, right?
I've seen it on Instagram, but dude, this is like surreal right now. Like, never thought I'd win a raffle. Never thought I'd own a 240, and this thing is absolute holy cow.
Does the paint do it justice, like on the internet, or?
I don't even know what to say. This is like unbelievable right now. Let alone like I watch all you guys and watch you guys for years. It's like I feel like I got in a drift car again for the first time. It's unbelievable, dude. This car is so nice. Arrow.
Speaking of drift cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, full Type X, Doki Dory skirts, spats, and you have an LS. You have an LS.
I have an LS E36 that I bought that I drift. I drive that on the street, but it's nice to be back into a street car.
What are your plans with this? Anything? Because it does have a single cam in it.
It does. For right now, this is about it.
Yeah.
I just enjoy it. Down the line, Kind of working out the kinks with the BMW still. Okay. It's only been to 2 events. I don't know if you know Hayes Drift Team. I'm friends with them.
Yeah.
Probably make it way to them.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
they know how to make single cams party for sure.
So turbo, nothing crazy. I want something reliable, something to party with, something to let the girlfriend drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a solid car.
Dude, it's
everyone did
this
their part.
Crazy. Wow.
We're gonna let him take it in, do some paperwork, and then pick up on loading it. Papers are signed. It is officially not mine anymore, so I know Mike's gonna take good care of it. And if you guys want to follow him to see what he does with it, I will put his Instagram like right here.
Break it, you buy it, Donald.
Spoon, guide me up there.
Your battery's gonna die.
Why?
Because it's dead.
Yeah, no, it's dead.
Why?
I'm just gonna send it.
No, don't do that. Nah, stop. Nah, we need another board. Yeah, you're doing good so far. There you go. Oh, okay, go slow. Okay, don't go slow. Stop right there.
Hey, put another.
Yeah, no, it's stiff. Go back.
How quick does the bumper come off?
It's on there.
No, we gotta fucking. Loaded up, strapped up, ready for a maiden voyage back to PA.
Good old Pennsylvania.
Congratulations again, man.
You, sir.
I wish you the best of luck with it.
You'll be around. Don't worry.
I'll see it. I'll see it. Instagram will be right down here if you guys want to keep track of the car. This one hurts a little to get rid of, but it's going to a good home, and I'm more than stoked about that. So, hey guys, so as you've seen, the 13 is loaded up and is no longer mine. Off to its new home. A little bittersweet. It was a cool car. Everyone took a lot of time and effort to making it what it was. I came to the realization that I don't need another S chassis, and this is way cooler than an S chassis. I need something like this. Well, it's not cooler. May I not? I said that wrong. They're cool, but like, I mean, I have S chassis,
Well,
but
you meant to say having one of those is cooler than having 3 S chassis.
yeah, type shit. So,
Type shit? What the fuck? How old are you?
it's a song, you know. Future, you're not cultured, bro.
Every time, I don't know.
This video was about me and Aunt broke down the EK, what we spent on it.
No
the
way.
list.
You did a true breakdown?
We did, yeah.
That people don't talk about that.
I know. And I want you to answer what you think the estimated
What are you
cost
breaking down?
was.
The paint job,
the car, the paint job, the parts, the K series, the type.
Like the paint job, you got relatively cheap. But
still-
I think what people think is cheap is gonna blow their mind. Like
It was still almost $5 grand.
I was gonna
for
say,
the
it
bay
probably
and
cost
stuff.
you $5
yeah,
grand to
that's
paint
what we
that
got
car.
down on the list.
and that's a cheap paint job.
For a bay, that's including the bay and the whole car.
Yeah, that's.
So what do you think after the Type R 5 lug, this and that, everything all said and done, it costed?
I mean,
I'm into it.
If I spent a little bit time adding it up in my head, I think I could probably get a pretty close number. But on a super fast guess, I would say probably 22,000. Yeah,
Yeah,
that much.
it's like 38.
But does that include sponsored parts?
That includes
The MSRP.
MSRP, yeah, of the parts. So I probably
Really
have.
added up to that much. I'm not surprised. I mean,
it's a good amount.
I know.
Everything was new, granted. All new parts, transmission, rebuilding.
That's
this,
the
that.
hard reality. People don't want to face it. I got a fucking $60,000 broken BMW at my shop.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to add yours up. But I think I want to do that. Like Dagnell's car, it would be cool to like kind of ballpark stuff. My 14, I don't really want to
reason
know,
people
but it would be
don't-
cool
yeah.
to do that because that's probably
The 14.
very bad.
My God, that engine bay paint job costs as much as painting the whole Civic.
Yeah. People think you could just get 10, buy a car and 10 grand, swap it, make it nice and whatnot, but it's the reality of it. Next one, I will not be here. I am going on a little vacation with my family, my girlfriend. I have a flight in like 5-6 hours. So in the next one, some Bahamas content for sure. I'm gonna film, I'm gonna show where I go and stuff. It should be a good time. And in the last one, I picked up a new car, Nissan Sima 1997, which I'm very stoked to put coils on it and do all that fun stuff and make it look proper. Being said, S chassis is gone. The hatch is gone. This is the replacement.
No way he shit that out of his ass.
So when I come back, hopefully we pick up on the Suzuki. What you guys think? Definitely stay tuned for the next one, and I will catch you guys then.